I'm David Thompson. I'm the Director of Student Services for Buncombe County Schools, and in that role I work with counselors and social workers and school nurses and a variety of other individuals around planning for social and emotional supports, including bullying, violence prevention. First of all, we developed some training modules for our counselors and our administrators. We developed a protocol for how do you recognize bullying, how do you assess it, how do you determine what's serious, what's not serious, what are the criteria that you kind of to look by to determine what strategies do you put in place that respond to the kinds of behavior that you're getting, and are they appropriate behaviors, and are they teaching behaviors? So we began looking at positive behavior intervention and supports, and how can we use that framework and that research-based method to change cultures and set positive expectations and be appropriate and inclusive and teach good behavior. This past summer, there were a group of about 3 or 4 of us at a leadership training event in the summer that looked at the state law, the School Violence Prevention Act that is around bullying, whereas our principals could then go back and train their staffs to be sensitive. We included some PowerPoints, some videos, some real-life situations, and along with the opportunity for conversation to talk about what does bullying look like in your school, in your classroom, in the hallway. There's also an educational component that looks at how do we teach the bully, how do we teach the target, and how do we turn those bystander kids into advocates and activists to not allow that to happen in our community. We put that in place. We are still in the process of getting everyone fully trained, but we're working actively on that. But then we were really looking at what is that education piece? You know, what do we do with kids? How do we look at an alternative to discipline? We have an online tool, technology-based tool called Moodle, where we can create courses. We developed 3 courses, one for 4th, 5th graders, one for middle school students, and one for high school students that are an alternative to suspension or alternative to discipline, or can be used concurrently with discipline and suspension. If the behavior was severe enough to warrant suspension for a short period of time, you can use it concurrently, where they are assigned assignments that they learn and respond to, with some follow-up then that comes from the counselor and the teachers when they return to support what they might have learned there. Principals were excited about having an opportunity to have kids learn about what they could do instead and what the effects of bullying are on other kids when they do it. And we're excited about taking some data about what the outcomes are on those kids about recurring behaviors that might occur after that. The other thing that we are doing is that our counselors and teachers have been very aware this year of doing some very intentional programming and teaching about bullying, both in the classroom and in many other extracurricular kinds of activities. Just today attended a program where a drama club took at an elementary school, took on character matters and anti-bullying activities and performed 3 separate events for their school and their peers on what they do. So we're looking for opportunities where kids can become involved with saying that bullying does not occur in our school. And it's part of the teaching, but it's a response that includes the children in planning and implementing that in the building. And we haven't done it everywhere, but we are certainly progressing in that way. And we'll continue to do more next year. We have an active group that will continue to work on developing those plans for next year. The other thing that we did was that we developed 2 anonymous ways for reporting for both parents and teachers and students themselves to report bullying incidents. And on every school's website, there is a link to report bullying where they can go in and fill out a survey, and that survey comes to an administrator at our central office, and we follow up with those bullying incidents with the staff to make sure that there is something done. The other is there's a bullying hotline that is open, and I have actually the number here if you want to get the number here. Nice. There's a bullying hotline that comes into my office that goes actually to an answering machine that I check it every single day, and if there's a message on there that we follow up within 24 to 48 hours. So making sure that there is a way for folks who feel intimidated or who feel nervous about reporting that they can report anonymously.